Hi guys, I'm Andy. Welcome back to Backpacking UK. If hiking, backpacking and wild camping are your thing, please hit that subscribe button because that's what this channel's all about. Right, today we're going to find out which is the best Osprey backpack. Now I've chosen 5 of the most popular backpacks. These are all mine. They're tried and tested and they're all really good at certain things. There isn't really a one does all, but what I'm going to go through with you today is a summary of each backpack and where it really excels. So first up, I've got the Osprey Levity 60 backpack. This either comes in a 45 or 60 litre version. This is the 60 litre. Then I've got the Osprey Rook 65. Now this only comes in the 65 litre version. Then I've got the Osprey Kestrel 68. This comes in 38, 48, 58 and 68 litre versions. Then I've got the Osprey Atmos AG 65 backpack. Similarly to the Rook, it just comes in this one size. And then last but by no means least is the Osprey Aether 60 AG backpack. Now this is the smallest. It actually goes up to 100 litres, the Aether version. All cracking backpacks. So what I'm going to do, just going to have a look at the front of each backpack, going to go onto the back of each backpack because that really is one of the biggest differences between these, and then I'm just going to summarise some of the features of each one of these. So first up is the Osprey Levity 60 backpack. Now this is an ultra light backpack, weighs a feathery 900 grams, which is ridiculous. It's lighter than most rucksacks. It's pretty stripped out, hasn't got a lot of features at all, and it costs £220, which is a lot of money for quite a bare bones backpack. But if weight means everything to you, this is probably the one for you. It's 72 centimetres from top to bottom, 40 centimetres from side to side, and 33 centimetres deep. Next up is the Osprey Rook 65. Now this costs £150, so it's actually the cheapest backpack here. It weighs 1600 grams, which is also really good for a 65 litre backpack too. It's 74 centimetres from top to bottom, 42 centimetres from side to side, and 36 centimetres deep. Next up is the Osprey Kestrel 68. Now this backpack costs £200 and weighs 1,800 grams. It's 74 centimetres from top to bottom, 37 centimetres width weighs, and 37 centimetres deep too. So this is the first of our beastie backpacks. This is the Osprey Atmos 65. We're going up a notch here. It's £265. It's 2,200 grams. It's 87 centimetres from top to bottom, 39 centimetres from side to side, and 41 centimetres deep. And lastly, we have the Osprey Aether. Now this is £220 to buy. It is 2,300 grams, so it is a heavy backpack, but it's 83 centimetres high. It's 39 centimetres across and 31 centimetres deep. So let's start looking at the features, or in this case, lack of. So we've basically got 2 side pockets, and we've got 1 zip pocket on the lid and a hydration reservoir, and that's about it on the front and the side of this backpack. So the Osprey Rook's got a little bit more, but it's still fairly stripped out. So you've got a zip on the lid on the outside, nothing on the inside, but you do have 2-way mesh pockets for your water bottles, so you can access them from the top or from the side. It's got a sleeping bag compartment, and it's also got a waterproof cover at the bottom. Now moving on to the Osprey Kestrel, now we're starting to see some features. So we've got a zip on the lid on the outside, we've got a pocket mesh zip on the inside of the lid as well. On one side we've got a zip that comes down so you can put your tent poles in there, and you've also got access to the main compartment by a zip on the other side. You've also got a sleeping bag compartment, and you've also got a waterproof cover in the bottom too. Moving on to the Osprey Atmos, you've got a zip in the lid at the top. You've got waterproof cover actually on the lid. The lid is removable, doesn't have a pocket on the inside, but it is removable. You've got a secondary lid, so if you don't need the full 65 litres, you can leave the main lid at home. You've also got two-way mesh pockets. You've got zips down either side, so you can reach into an inner pocket, so not right in to the main compartment, but you've got this big inner pocket. You've also got a stash pocket on the front, and you've got your sleeping bag compartment at the bottom. And on the Osprey Aether, you've got a zip on the lid at the top. You've got waterproof cover on the lid. You've got a mesh pocket on the lid too, on the inside. It's got loads of adjustability. You've got two-way mesh pockets on the side. You've got a sleeping bag compartment here, and you've also got a zip down the side so you can access the main compartment of this bag. But it's got lots of adjustability, this backpack. So out of all these backpacks, the one backpack that doesn't have a front stash pocket for a waterproof is the Osprey Rook. Now, it is the cheapest backpack, but it's still £150, and I still think it should have a stash pocket at the front. Right, now on to the backs of these backpacks. The back can make an enormous difference with comfort. There's three different types of back system here. You've got air speed, which is like a suspended sort of back system, so the backpack actually hangs off your back, and there's quite a big gap between your back and the actual backpack itself, so it hangs off your back. So this is air speed. I think it's really, really comfy. I also think it's really, really good in summer. Then you've got the air escape backpack here. Now this is on the Kestrel. In summer, do you get a bit of a sweaty back, there's no doubt about it. It's not as comfy as the others, but what I would say is the backpack's quite close to you. So, I mean, I've been scrambling with backpacks, and it just makes a bit of difference having the weight closer to you rather than hanging off you. So it's quite good. The only thing I would say as well is if you fully load an air escape backpack, it's not as comfy as the others. Then you've got Osprey's like top of the range offering. This is their anti-gravity back system. It's unbelievably comfy. It really, really is. A lot of thought's clearly gone into this, and that's where you get the comfort from, and that is when you can really start to load your backpack up. So let's just have a look at the hip belts. Now this is the Levity, quite skinny, very airy but quite skinny hip belts, and there's no pockets. This is the Rook, so you've got nice big pockets with sort of average sort of padding there, not very ventilated. It's a similar sort of story with the Kestrel too. Now these are different ball game, the Atmos and the Aether. I mean, look at the size of these hip belts, look at the ventilation as well. They've got massive pockets, huge amounts of padding. You can really, really load these backpacks up. So let's have a look at the shoulder straps. This is the Levity. Bearing in mind it only weighs 900 grams, it's actually got quite thick shoulder straps. Again, nice and airy, they're nice and comfy. The Rook and the Kestrel are very similar. They're quite padded and they're good for a certain amount of weight, but if you put too much weight in these, yeah, it starts to ache a little bit and it's not that good in summer. Then you got the Atmos and the Aether. I mean, the size of these pads are just absolutely enormous. They're really, really comfy on your shoulders. You can have 20 kilos in there and still be very, very comfy. Right, sizing. Now, the one thing I will say, you can order lots of things online with your backpack. Similar to hiking boots, I would go in the shop and try them out because they're all different. Even Osprey backpacks, the sizing is very different and very different per model, so do bear that in mind. But as for adjustability, now these come in like small, medium, large, but there's no adjustability on the back. So you have to make sure with the Levity you've bought the right size, because it's very, very limiting the adjustability on there. The Osprey Rook, it's a one size only. However, it does have 4 points where you can slide the back up and down. Now, the Osprey Kestrel is more of a small, medium, medium large type sizing. You can slide the back up and down, so it does still have some adjustability there. Now, the Osprey Atmos and the Aether, again, it's small, medium, large, extra large, and you've also got, say on here, you've got 4 points of adjustability, so you can really fine tune these backpacks. I mean, I would say out of the two, I would say the Atmos has got the best adjustability of all the backpacks and the sizing. So let's go through some of the positives and the negatives of these backpacks. Now, Levity, 900 grams, massive positive. It's ultra light, however, it's hardly got any features and it is a lot of money. So I would say this is good for summer when all your summer kit is nice and light. It'd be a really good backpack for that. Now the Rook, it's got to be arguably best value for money. It's 150 quid. It's still quite light. It's still got some features. It's got a cracking back, but it hasn't got some of the sort of padding that you would have liked on the 65 litre backpack to make it really comfy. Now the Osprey Kestrel, it's got an absolute ton of features. This is at 68 litre format. Now you don't want to pack this up too much because you will get achy shoulders and hips. It's 68's pushing it for this backpack. I've got the 48 litre version of this and it's absolutely brilliant. Personally, you wouldn't want to go more than the 58, that's for sure. Now you've got the Atmos. Now this is a fantastic backpack. If you want to take 20 kilos away with you, you know, full winter kit, everything to do with winter's heavy. You've got your 4-season tents, your big sleeping bags. You want to do some cooking, take loads of clothes. This is a superb backpack and you don't feel the weight. Now this, with 20 kilos in, probably is more comfy than the Kestrel with 15 in. So that gives you a bit of an idea. Again, the Aether is a fantastic backpack. It's so comfy, fully loaded. You can walk with weight all day. To be honest, like the anti-gravity systems in these, they're good in summer and they're good in winter too. But there are drawbacks. One, the cost. These are both well over £200, and there's weight, 2.2 kilos, 2.3 kilos. However, I would say they don't feel that heavy and you do get benefits of a heavier backpack with heavy gear in them. So which is the best Osprey backpack? Right, so fast and light, without a shadow of a doubt, the Levity. I think value for money, you've got to be looking at either the Rook or the Kestrel. The Rook probably just pips it as best value for money because this back system is absolutely superb. The Kestrel, don't buy the 68 litre version. It would be so much better. Like, I've got the 48 or possibly the 58, but in this version not so much. Now these two are absolute beasts. These are for heavy kit, these are for long trips too. Myself, I really like these. I really do. I like taking loads of kit with me. I'm always trying kit out. I'm always doing my own cooking when I'm out and about. So it would have to be one of these. Now, I have got a soft spot for the Aether 60. It's a lot of money, but I'm telling you, these backpacks in particular will last for years and years. They're so well made. So which Osprey backpack is the best? If money's no object, I'm gonna have to say the Aether. It really is that good. So hopefully you've got something out of this Osprey backpack review. If you want to see these in more detail, please check out my other videos because I've got a 10-minute video on each of these. But I hope to see you backpacking soon. Cheers.